Jyotsna from Jyotsna's Bookscapades, and he is reading some of my favorite books of 2020. And really, I'm curious to know what would they be. So yeah, let's see.
It's Jyotsna January, guys, the month that I read Jyotsna's favorite books. So, like she said, I watched her top favorites video, and I'm going to be choosing 6 books out of her top 10 and 4 books out of her honorable mentions. So, I will be reading 10 Jyotsna favorites in January, hence the name Jyotsna January. So, let's get started with the books. I'm going to go for the first 6. The first one out of those is Homegoing by Yajiasi, and this follows the lives of 2 sisters born in Ghana. So, one, in a twist of fate, ends up married to an Englishman who's quite wealthy, and the other, unfortunately, ends up in the slave trade in America. So, they go to these 2 different continents, they lead very different lives, and so homegoing kind of follows their lives and the lives of the upcoming generations after them. So, it's a family multi generational saga. I like such books, but it does sound a bit sad. So I don't think I'll be starting my year with this, but I'm definitely looking forward to reading it. The next one is A Fine Balance by Rohinton Mistry. This is set in Bombay in 1975. The government has announced an emergency, and so 4 people end up stuck in an apartment together, probably because of curfew. So there's a widow, a student, and 2 tailors who ran away from their village because of caste related issues. So this is a very odd group of people who come together and they have to, kind of learn to live with each other, trust with each other, whatever. Like they have to, develop this relationship. I love these locked room, locked apartment kind of situations. The last one I read was Frederick Bachman's Anxious People, and it was very, very good. So pick that up, guys. It was good. The third book, and the one that Jyotsna recommends I should start with, is Bombay Balchao by Jane Borges. So, this is set in a tiny Catholic neighborhood in Bombay, and this is where Jyotsna lives, by the way. That's why there are a lot of Bombay books here. Anyway, so tiny neighborhood, lots of different kinds of people, eclectic people. There are Goan people, Portuguese people, East Indians, all kinds of people living in this Catholic neighborhood, and it's just about their day to day lives, and it's made magical by the way the story is told by Jane Borges. This sounds adorable, and this is what I'm going to be reading today on Jan 1st when this video goes up. Then we have the much acclaimed Girl, Woman, Other, which I really should have read in 2020, but better late than never. Better late than never? Better late than never. What's wrong with me? So, yeah, this is the story of 12 black women, and it deals with issues of racism, casteism, sexism, feminism, all kinds of lovely things. And the most interesting thing that Jyotsna told me about this is that there is no punctuation and there is very little capitalization. So I'm looking forward to seeing how Bernadette Evaristo kind of plays around with grammar rules and still gets a point across. The fifth book is Kim Ji-young, born 1982. And this one, Jyotsna told me to buy it, and I bought it. She said, "You like it?" And so I said, okay. I don't know a lot about this. I do know that Kim Ji-young is a woman. She was born in 1982, and she's basically put into the mold that society has for women. So she has to deal with that label of being a woman. She has to deal with a lot of, misogyny built into the system. So that's what the story is about. I don't know anything else about it, but apparently the ending is mind blowing. So I'm going to watch out for that. The sixth book is Roots by Alex Haley. So he traces back his lineage to 6 generations ago when his great grandfather had been sent from Africa via ship to live as a slave on a slave farm in Virginia. So he basically wants to see what happened, what his previous generations had to go through. And if I'm not mistaken, he replicates that journey of being in a slave ship. I could be wrong, don't hold me to it, but I think that's what Jyotsna said. So now coming to Jyotsna's honorable mention. The first one I'm reading is The Forest of Enchantments, and this is the story of the epic Ramayana told from the perspective of Sita, who is Lord Ram's wife. Nobody really talks much about her in the story, except that, she's abducted and then she's rescued. So we talk about the villain in the story, the one who kidnapped her, and we talk about the hero, who is her husband who rescued her, but nobody talks about her. So, this is a perspective I am very interested in reading. Then we have Glass Hotel. This one I'm not so sure about. There's a Ponzi scheme, there is a sister who is a bartender who I think eventually becomes like a trophy wife. There is a half brother who's a drug addict. It spans many years, goes back and forth between timelines. There's a glass hotel on an island. I couldn't make out much from the Goodreads summary, and I didn't want to ask Jyotsna to go in deeper because Jyotsna is a stickler for no spoilers, and even I didn't want any spoilers. So when I read this, I'll review it. Apart from this, I can't say anything about it. Okay. The third one is Pathir Panchali, and Jyotsna raved about this at least in three of her weekly reads. So, this is the story of the Roy family. There are four members in the family, and so first they are living in a village in rural Bengal, and then they move to Varanasi, which is in Uttar Pradesh, looking for a better life. So, it's just a simple story that follows their struggles, their joys, their sorrows, their happiness, and so on. This is a classic, okay? It is an Indian classic. It has also been made into a movie. So I'm going to read this first and then I'm definitely going to watch the movie. The last book is Clap When You Land, and this is by Elizabeth Acevedo, whose previous books I have loved. I have this on audiobook, and you bet I'm going to be listening to it because Elizabeth Acevedo narrates her own books and she does a fabulous job. So, Clap When You Land is the story of two girls, and their lives are totally separate, but then their father dies, and they both discover that their father had a secret family. So, this guy had two families and two daughters, and neither family knew about the other one, which is really like crap of him. And so, then these two sisters discover each other, their lives collide, and that's what the story is about. This is set in verse, and the premise is really, really interesting. So, yeah, that's my Jyotsna January summed up for you in the summaries of 10 books. I'm going to spend the entire month reading these, and the ones that I love the most, I will definitely review.
So, Key, here are my predictions on what you're going to like from the list that you're planning to read. So, first of all, I think you will like Homegoing. Homegoing is a nice book and you will like it. Um, I'm not sure how much would you rate it though, because it's a nice book, but it even has a lot of detail and information and stuff like that. With respect to a fine balance, you will like that as well. It's just that with a fine balance, it's like a very pure literary read, like a very pure one. So it's sad at the end, but I think you'll like it, and it's not like as sad as Shaggy Bane, but it is sad. Okay, so I think you'll like that as well. Uh, I think the favorite out of this whole list for you, I think, would be what I like the most as well, Bombay Bell Chao and Kim Ji Young, born 1982. Kim Ji Young, born 1982, will be triggering. Okay, this is what I predict for Ki. She will be triggered by it, and she will be even saddened by it. Okay, so that's going to happen, and she even, I think, like Bombay Bell Chao because it's a very cute and a sweet story regarding the Catholic community in Bombay, and it's like the writing's like super nice. From the special mentions list, that is those honorable mentions that I mentioned in my video, I think he's gonna like. Actually, I think she like all of them. She already loves Elizabeth Acevedo anyway, so she's gonna like Clap When You Land for sure. Forest of Enchantments, yes, feminist depiction of Ramayana for sure. With respect to Glass Hotel, I think the Glass Hotel is a very good experimental fiction slash contemporary fiction, like somewhat in that genre. So I'm not sure if you've read many books like that, Ki. I'm not sure about that, but yeah, I think it would be a nice start, and it is a good book for sure. And these are the books I generally tend to like narratives where everything starts at one point and ends up at the same point. Like, I really love books that come 360 degrees. And with respect to Pathir Panchali, I don't think you'll ever go wrong with Bibhuti Bhushan Bandyopadhyay, because he's like a classic author. I mean, everyone really loves Pathir Panchali, and I've not seen a single person who doesn't like Pathir Panchali. So that's a huge point. And that being said, yes, those are my kind of predictions. I think you like all of them because I like all of them, but I also feel like you like like the ones that I mentioned that you like a lot. You like those like much better than the others. So that's it. Those are my predictions. Okay, cool.
Thank you so much for watching, guys. I will see you in my next video. Happy New Year. Bye.